Greeting of the day, dear scholars. Today we will start lecture on reinventing deliberative oratory. Dear friends, as you all scholars know that our previous lectures or discussions were on the topic of reinventing judicial oratory. In this series, today we are going to discuss the second part, that is reinventing deliberative oratory. Briefly, I will give the outline. Covers all the oratories, largely deliberative oratory, epidictic oratory, and judicial oratory. Today we are commencing on the reinventing of deliberative oratory. I must tell you, before proceeding in this regard, that deliberative oratory talks of the future with the present, and it covers the subject of politics and ethics. Politics and ethics. The topics which are covered under the politics are largely the finance, war and peace, export import, framing of laws, national defense, and the study of constitutions. So long as the ethics is concerned, in this we cover the happiness. What is happiness? You must know it. Happiness means the success. The goal of action is the happiness. That is for achieving the success. In other words, we can say happiness refers to the absence of internal virtue and the external virtue. Dear scholars, I may highlight on the ethics precisely. Basic meaning of the ethics, it is a statecraft. When we talk of statecraft, it widely covers everything, so long as the internal happiness is concerned. It pertains to the body and mind. The external happiness is concerned with the virtue of good birth, numerous and good friendships, good children, a good old age. The virtues of bodies are health, beauty, strength, stature, and athletic prowess, reputation, good luck, honor. Dear scholars, proceeding in this direction, I emphasize on the topics of politics, briefly touching the subject. The topics of politics, as I have told you in this lecture, largely are finance, which is the lifeline of a state, war and peace, national defense, imports and exports, and framing of laws, and the study of constitutions. We must understand the constitutions. There are four forms of constitutions. Number one, democracy, oligarchy, aristocracy, and monarchy. A speaker needs to understand their differences and be acquainted with the presentation of character that will be most effective in each context. Unless we understand the constitutions of a state, it is very difficult to frame the laws, as the state is to be governed through the law and policies, and the objectives are given in the constitution, keeping in mind the adoption of the constitution by a specific country. Dear scholars, again, we must understand topics of ethics. Ethics is a statecraft, and it pertains to the state. Politics refers to the state. Therefore, these two topics cover the deliberative oratory. Since these concepts are old and in force since a long time, during the course of development and progress of society, scientific and technological advancement have taken place throughout the whole world. Therefore, politics and ethics both attracts them. In this series of actions, the ethics and politics goes side by side. We must understand these topics in detail, which requires a long time to practice the ethics, because it refers to the contemplative life, and contemplative life is to make the citizens and the people of the country better, and for creation of the abundance of resources, that is in the form of happiness, by giving food, shelter, clothes, employment, and good health, so that the nation, society, or state may prosper. Citizens are the central point for all the prosperities and happiness. Therefore, dear friends, we must concentrate on the two topics of politics and ethics. We have reached to the politics from the physics to ethics and ethics to politics. And state is an organized organization of the people, and it requires a long program. Therefore, it is to be governed and provide a good governance to the citizens and the people of the country. Yes, scholars, in this regard, I may refer the dichotomy of politics and administration, because the politics and administration are both integrated. They are required to be separated. And first of all, in this regard, the idea of separation was conceived by Professor Woodrow Wilson, who separated the politics and administration. He divided it that policy making function pertains to the state, that is politics, and administration is separate. The function of this is the implementation of the policy, program, schemes framed by the policy makers. Therefore, the deliberative oratory has assumed a significant dimensions to manage the public affairs, and these are looked by the politicians, duly advised by the bureaucrats. Therefore, the bureaucracy and democracy are interlinked. Democrats make the policy and administrative officials implement the same, taking into stock of the resources. This is today an outline of the deliberative oratory. Since technological development have taken place at a very rapid pace, therefore these are to be looked into in that regard. Recently, our Honorable Prime Minister of India has paid his attention towards the good governance. He is organizing conferences with the Chief Secretary shortly. And in the training program of the civil servants at Mussoorie, they are going to be assigned the district to each officer to understand the problems of the villagers, so that the resources can be developed there. Therefore, dear friends, they are going to assign to each civil service trainee the domain which will be given as Digi Locker, and after some period of 15 and 20 years, that DigiLockers will be opened and their potentiality will be used and examined thereafter. They will be assigned the domains, the major domains and the minor domains. And whenever any area is to be assigned to them, this background will be taken into consideration. So long as the address before the house is concerned in the deliberations, these are sometimes dialectical, sometimes demonstrative, and these are resolved and discussed in debates at length in the legislatures, in the house. Long debates takes place. Questions are put according to the law and procedure formulated by the government. Next, in the next lecture, we will examine each and every aspect on deliberative oratory so that we can start this series properly. Okay, thanks.